Okay, let's talk the difference between real food and ultra-processed food.
No one can eat just one.
It's Dr. Shawn Baker here. Real foods are typically one-ingredient foods that are either grown in the ground or once were animals.
Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Processed foods are multi-ingredient foods that are made in a lab or manufactured in a factory. They usually have a calorie or nutrition label on them. Now, to show you the difference between the two, let's talk about some claims about real and processed foods, okay? One is that some people say that it's all about calories. Calories from processed food are the same as the calories from real foods, and they operate exactly the same in the body.
What?
Well, that's also not true at all. Humans have been on Earth for around 2.5 million years and about 200,000 as Homo sapiens. Processed foods have only been in the human diet at most for around 200 years. This means that processed foods have only been part of our diet for 0.00000, a really tiny percentage of the time that we've been on the Earth and existing. Do you think that the human body has had time to adjust to these food products coming into the body? Well, it's probably doubtful. Studies show that calories from processed foods are more easily absorbed in many cases, less likely to trigger your natural satiety signals.
You can eat 1 million of them.
That makes them, therefore, easier in many cases to overeat. They have fewer micronutrients within them, more added sugar, flavorings, dyes, and binders that can potentially cause problems with our metabolism. This makes you more likely to overconsume calories from processed foods, leading to unwanted weight gain, cardiovascular damage, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and other chronic health problems, okay? Low-fat or fat-free processed foods are healthier than real full-fat foods. Again, this is also largely a lie. Low-fat and fat-free products have had their natural fats removed from them. This also removes much of the taste and flavor, and also the fat-soluble vitamins. As a result of this poor taste, a lot of companies will add binders and flavors and sugars in an attempt to mask the poor flavor of the low-fat product. This makes these products, again, potentially detrimental to your health. Low-carb processed foods, the so-called keto snacks, are also healthy. Again, that is also largely untruthful. Low-carb or keto processed foods are just as potentially damaging as high-carb processed foods can be. They may not spike your blood glucose to the degree, but their sweet taste is likely to spike perhaps some of your insulin. Their artificial sweeteners and artificial fibers can sometimes cause digestive problems. Always check the ingredients of any product labeled low-carb to ensure it has as few ingredients as necessary and doesn't contain a bunch of artificial garbage, artificial fibers, colors, and things like that that are going to be potentially dangerous to your health. How to distinguish between real food and processed food. So now we've kind of talked about some of the rumors around there. Let's walk through a few things you can ask yourself. Does a food have more than one ingredient? If no, it's potentially a problem. Did it come from the perimeter of the grocery store? A lot of grocery stores will put their what are called real foods around the perimeter. That's going to be meat, dairy, some of the fruits and vegetables, and then all the processed, hyper-processed, ultra-processed stuff is often in the center and makes up the bulk of the grocery store. Did it come from the ground or did it have a face at one point? You know, if it had a face, it's an animal product, you can safely eat it generally. If it's grown in the ground most of the time and it's a single ingredient, those are also generally can be helpful for many people. Some people do have sensitivities to some of those products. Think about things like beef, bison, poultry, maybe some low-starch vegetables, maybe some low-carb fruits. All those things are potentially real foods. Okay, so in conclusion, these things hopefully can help you to determine what to be eating. I know it seems pretty simple, but avoid all the hyper-processed, the ultra-processed foods. That's really going to help you clean up your diet and clean up your health. And then there's more things you can do potentially down the road. But that's it for now. Thank you guys very much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.